One, expect to see much more RWAs, the real world assets that are tokenized. The second is institutional DeFi. They're looking for ways to leverage whether it's their crypto assets or other tokenized assets, get those returns a little bit more risk on, and being able to do that both from their self-custody or through a custodian. That's really going to be important for them.
Adam Levine is the CEO of Fireblocks Trust Company here on the broadcast from the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. It's great to have you here. All the best for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Thanks so much. Enjoy.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Folks, don't go anywhere. Coming up, an interview with Colin Butler of Mega Matrix and much more, taking stock from the NYSE after this. Let's do it, folks. Welcome back to the show. You're watching Taking Stock live from the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And joining me now is Colin Butler, EVP of Capital Markets and Head of Global Financing at Mega Matrix. Thanks a lot for being here. It's great to have you today.
Thank you very much, JD. It's great to be on the show.
Start first and foremost by telling me all about Mega Matrix's mission, for anyone watching who might be a bit unfamiliar.
Absolutely. So Mega Matrix is a stablecoin-focused digital asset treasury company whose idea and mission statement is really to become the largest stablecoin company in the world, at least that's publicly traded.
In what ways have you seen the general stablecoin conversation really evolve and maybe get taken a lot more seriously by a lot of key industry players here in 2025?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear based on the shift in policy, right? Really at the administrative level with the new Trump administration. I think that it's easy to see when Scott Bessent gets up and he says, I see stablecoins as a $3 trillion asset class by 2030. And so directionally what that means is a 10x. If you take 300 billion in stablecoin supply now, and you're working with a $3 trillion number in 4 years, that means that there's a secular tailwind for an industry that really at this point the administration is promoting. The US government.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons for that, including people buying the dollar, including needing to finance the government debt. So if you really dig in, there's structural reasons why they're promoting it. But in the meantime, it's our mission at Mega Matrix to bring an investable opportunity for hedge fund managers and asset managers to be able to exploit essentially the secular tailwind that the government is creating.
What do you see as being the biggest market opportunities for stablecoins, maybe specifically with an eye on 2026? And in what ways do you feel Mega Matrix is uniquely situated as part of that conversation?
Sure. So in terms of size, it's going to be the Genius Act regulated stablecoins, right? The government is again aggressively promoting this idea. But secondly, what I see within that is synthetic dollars. So these are stablecoins not necessarily based on money market funds or treasuries. They're based on other things like private credit or could be almost like any RWA, that makes up a stable coin that's not necessarily based on the traditional financial markets. That's where I see a growth opportunity within the broader secular trend.
So one of those is USDE from Athena. How is that model different, and what should people know if they're only hearing of USDE for the first time?
Sure, so try to keep it really simple. We'll see how I do. Athena is capitalizing on a basis trade, and it essentially tokenizes that. So what you have is on-chain yield that is created between the difference in underlying tokens like Athena, which are paired with a short of a perpetual future, and it creates a yield which is something like currently 5%, but often ranges to 10% or more. And so the idea behind that is you can use this token in markets as collateral, for instance, and you're also getting a yield. So it's really dollar plus yield, I think, is the critical idea there.
I'm about out of time, in less than 30 seconds. What's on your radar most as the industry soon enough turns the page to 2026?
Yeah, so for us, it's again really that secular tailwind, and it's giving investors an opportunity to express an investment opinion on the growth in stablecoins.
Colin Butler of Mega Matrix here to make the case at the New York Stock Exchange. My man, terrific interview. You're welcome back anytime. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, JD. To you as well.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Folks, don't go anywhere. Much more Taking Stock coming up after a quick break. And now the New York Stock Exchange's Ashley Mastronardi sits down with Oliver Smith of Money 2020 Europe. Don't go anywhere.
Money 2020 is a leading global event series and networking hub for the fintech industry, and they're a partner of the NYSE. And this June, Money 2020 is heading to Amsterdam, and it's on the lookout for brilliant fintech minds to take the stage. Joining me now to share more is Oliver Smith. He's the head of content at Money 2020. Oliver, welcome.
Thanks, Ashley. Great to be here today.
So what is Money 2020 Europe?
So Money 2020 Europe is Europe's biggest financial services conference. We welcome 8,000 leaders from across the landscape to join us in Amsterdam each summer. So we're hard at work building the event for next summer.
Of course, and part of building that event, I'm sure, is finding speakers to fill your stages and fill the different offerings. Can you tell me what kind of speakers you're looking for and what kinds of topics you're looking for them to cover?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking for innovators, disruptors. We're looking for CEOs, yes, but we're also looking for the builders, the ones that are making a difference, regulators, founders. We have a really wide spectrum of speakers. We have about 450 at the event, so it's a big search, but the search is very much on.
All right, and what does that look like in practice? How are you getting the word out, besides this interview, of course?
Yeah, so what we've launched at the moment is our call for content. So that's a 5-week-long process where we invite the financial services community around the world to be part of our agenda. It's a process. We have content pillars and ideas, and we invite the community to put forward their submissions for us to go through so that we can build that agenda out. We typically get nearly 1,000 submissions each year just for the Europe event. So we're really excited. We're already having dozens of those coming through our door, and over the next few weeks, we'll be going through them.
What are the session offerings, and what type of topics are you looking to fill in those sessions?
Yeah, so we have a range of topics that we're looking for. We have 4 content pillars, and those are really the anchors of the event. We spent the summer talking to executives across the European sector to find out what topics and themes they were looking into, and there were 4 that we came up with. So the first one is AI in the agentic age. So that's really looking at agentic finance and the practical real-world use cases that are starting to come through. The second pillar is the great rebundling. So if we think about the first generation of fintech was about breaking up the bank, the great rebundling is about pulling the bank back together and growing. We see financial services companies launching stable coins, launching crypto exchanges. There's this real coming together of the industry. The third pillar is Money Stack Rewired. That's looking at stable coins, but it's also looking at the whole technology stack of the bank. So privacy, fraud, cybersecurity, all of those pieces of the puzzle. And then the fourth pillar is regulation in the fast lane. And that's looking at the speed of change that's happening in the regulatory landscape. So in Europe, we've got these whole new packages of rules coming down the line. We want to understand what's happening there and how companies are adapting to them.
All right, Oliver Smith, Head of Content at Money 2020. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Ashley.
Welcome to the club. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., retail sales data, the September PPI whole inflation print we'll get tomorrow from the government, as well as the Case-Shiller Home Price Index. Quick recap of the markets for this Monday on this shortened holiday trading week ahead of Thanksgiving. The S&P 500 finishing in positive territory, 1.5%. The Dow up 0.4. The small caps up 1.9. Tomorrow we'll get earnings from Alibaba, Dell, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, as well as Kohl's. Carolina, San Francisco on Monday Night Football, and tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., NYSE TV Live, plus FinTech TV Live, Kristen Scholler, Remy Blair, respectively, both here to count you down to the open. That's going to do it for today's edition of Taking Stock. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.